says, your immersive experience has been hijacked. It is highly recommended that you disconnect.
Good evening, and welcome to another episode of the Immersive Experience. Today, we are honored to introduce to you Bella Rosa, a remarkable woman dedicated to helping families achieve proper protection, financial independence, and debt free lifestyle. Bella's expertise spans life, business, auto, and home insurance, as well as retirement planning, investments, estate planning, college education, identity theft protection, home security systems, and Medicare. The Bella's mission goes beyond financial security. She is a passionate advocate for positivity, incorporating the numbers 333 in her motivational videos to symbolize the importance of a positive mindset. Bella understands that maintaining a positive outlook isn't always easy, but she believes it is entirely achievable. An artist, a model, and a woman of many talents, Bella Rosa inspires others through her multifaceted approach to life and her unwavering commitment to spread positivity. Join me in welcoming Bella Rosa. All right. Hello, Bella. Hello.
Thank you. I mean, I'm gonna have to pay you for that intro. Like, I'm gonna have to put you like I'm gonna have to hire you to intro me to every room now. Like, I like that.
That's it. I'm with it. I'm definitely with it. So I am honored to have you. I've been wanting to talk to you and get you on this podcast for a while now.
Yes,
So
we've been talking about
yeah,
that.
exactly.
Yeah.
So I'm actually excited to have you here and
So
talk
am
to
I.
you about some things and how to help people and just to be nosy and delve into your life a little bit. Um, I want to state that I wrote down this for the audience out there. If you are watching, I wrote this down. I said it's hard to utilize discipline in your finances when your mind makes you think every day is a rainy day. So we are so used to instant gratification, we rush to spend and never save. So, Bella, I want to ask you, how did you get into financial literacy and teaching people about things and insurance and just your background and how you got into what you're doing now?
Well, since it basically it's a combo effect. Like, say, I got exposed to two different lifestyles. One old school lifestyle was my parents, very hard work. You get what you get by putting doing what's right. You're gonna save money. You're gonna be able to retire, and yes, that model did work back in the day. But now I also, how to say, it, looking back on the structure that I got from my parents, which is having a job is just not enough,
Yeah.
right? So having the days of having one income turned into two income and something else.
Mm-hmm.
And that is what I got with my parents. They basically were business. They were working individuals, 9 to 5. My mom learned a trade, and so did my dad. But then they also built a home based business, which for a moment in time made the in the process of them then getting great at it. They sacrificed certain nights that we didn't see them, but in exchange, later on, we went from being turnkey kids to my parents being home all the time. They chose whether they're going to be home while we were home or not. They chose whether during the week we're going on a random vacation when everyone had to be to work, or anyone had to do something on a holiday when we're doing time with business owner times.
Yeah.
And that came with discipline and structure, but on both models, that's where I learned from. And that's what started aside from art, that's what started my immersiveness in finances, because in order for me to um say that I love numbers now, it started at home with the fact that we were open to talk about, not spending all your money, just little things like that. Like, yes, I have heard the notion of money doesn't grow on trees, but just not from my family.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They said that we can't get that right now, but we can save for it.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You can't have all three, but you could have this one. You know what I mean? Not right now, and you make sure you do good in school and you show us that you're responsible enough, you can get it.
Right.
Stuff like that. So that's basically the structure that, of course, nothing came overnight.
Yeah.
But they talked about it with us. They showed us what they were doing, and we had conversations, and they also exposed me to what I say was is the clutch of what got me interested in finances is entrepreneurship through other entrepreneurs.
Mm.
Like, they didn't just tell me, okay, well, help us with this family business, do this. I got to be involved in the after hours business talk
Mm-hmm.
of adults that didn't treat me like a child, like, oh, go in the corner, you're not listening. No, like,
Yeah.
they poured themselves into me as my parents did in a mentor format, and we all can win versus the crabs in the barrel mentality that
Mm-hmm.
I really want it. I really don't want that to be what we're known for.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it's not that what we're known for. It's something that is pushed upon when it could be the other way around, and not just business and work and community and everything. Just
Mm-hmm.
call me the pie in the sky rainbow, but it's not always that way. Just it gets discipline and hard work in order for you to have peace and ease.
Yeah.
So that's if I over embellished in the whole nutshell, but that's what's piqued my interest. My family structure, what I've learned, what I wish I knew in school.
Absolutely. So, I would like to ask you, like, what were some of the biggest challenges you faced, but just and especially growing up in it, like,
Mhm.
what were some of the biggest challenges you faced? And I kind of feel like having that base of knowing better when you did
Mhm.
mess off with your money or feel like you were being, I don't know, maybe in a sense like that or something of that
Like, the
nature.
real time I really felt like I messed up with money was when I was an adult. When you're a kid, everything's easy, man.
Yeah.
You're like, everything's easy. You're not paying mortgage, rent, all these other nice little things.
Right.
And because of I grew up in the household that money was it went from that there wasn't any limitation.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I want to say the first time I made money was like I was 9.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And it was exchange of goods. I think it was a drawing or whatever, but it was just because of what my parents were doing. Of not only did they have the 9 to 5, but then they also through their home day business they sold products and services, which is entrepreneurship. No matter what however you want to put it, right? And but they also encouraged me to draw, so that's where it started with. And I was like, okay, this is cool.
Mm-hmm.
And buying little things here and there is nice, but when I, let's say, did the whole I'm gonna spend this nice lump sum of money because I know I can make it next month.
Mm-hmm.
Mm. That's why I said it's more of the adult's mistakes of I knew better than a
Mm-hmm.
child. Because the small things that happens as a child, I recouped it super easy. Why? Because I didn't have big financial responsibilities.
Right. Right.
So I'll be honest with you, I never really saw big mistakes as a child.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Not having to like really fund a household is different than assisting in a household. Like, oh, here's some money, mom, like, for
Yeah.
rent. Here, dad, you know what I mean? I want to buy this for my parents. It's that's different. And having roommates or whatever, not having full financial structure, that's also something too
Mm-hmm.
for me. And I was like, okay, but then putting your name on the mortgage.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Of a
Yes.
of a townhouse. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's that's a little different. Like,
Mm-hmm.
it's that's my responsibility, and that is why I got passionate about the financial stuff, because when my parents and my family taught me very early of how to make money.
Right.
You learned how to work hard to make money, correct?
Right.
Our
Absolutely.
community is really good at working hard and making money, and don't say we don't save. We can stash away some money
We
too now.
can. We
Why?
can.
Because that's how we got the big luxury items in the first place.
Absolutely.
So it's not that we can't work hard, it's the lack of financial education for us what to do with the money for it to have its
Okay.
longevity
Yeah.
is what I was like, yo, certain things, how did that work with this? Because my grandparents never worked.
Yeah.
Not I like they retired at a certain point, but it was beyond what we were told, which is Social Security,
Mm-hmm.
which is financial literacy.
Yeah.
But like I said, we don't talk about this regularly. It's not talked about every day. We're talking about what's on the news versus like What was the last time you saved $500?
Right.
Like, is your emergency fund okay?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You know what I
We
mean?
don't ask
Do
them type of
you,
questions.
yeah,
Them
it's
too
like,
personal. What you
yeah,
all up in my financial business? My girl gone.
we're talking about like who we talked to last week and who we have a crush on instead of like,
Mhm.
do you need me? There's like it's like, do
Holding
you
each
want?
other
Yeah,
accountable.
do you want to come on this job
Yeah.
on this extra job, a little thing for this little bit to stack up so you can have a little cushion in your savings versus, oh, let's go to 10,000 parties. Don't get me wrong, you can party,
Yeah.
but as a celebration for me, that's where my mindset is at.
Absolutely. I like to hear that. So it's something that you had stated, and I actually had wrote this down as a question, but I feel like you answered it. But
Well, we go
I'm
ahead.
gonna ask you because I would love for you to reiterate it. But why is the mindset of I'll get it back detrimental to your financial goals?
See, this is what happens. If you don't have the discipline to leave money alone, you will have money run you.
Ah, I like that.
Because like I said, that thought of I'll make it next month, like
Yeah.
I am money, we're all money, but then there are things that we cannot predict and we are not wishing for a rainy day. But understand, it is way different for you to be more comfortable and prepared with from 3 to 6 months of your income set aside for in case shit happens
Yeah.
versus you have to hustle that whole month, that $3,000 to $5,000 that you used elsewhere that you knew you could make this month, but because of things snowballing out of your control, you were not able to. And forgive yourself. You thought you could, and you are Superman, Superwoman, but just this month they had a little kryptonite,
Mhm.
and we have to admit
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And sometimes the kryptonite just keep on coming. But until we can get our footing, this is why the practice, aka the practice,
Hmm.
to put us aside. You know, if we really trying to be disciplined with ourselves, 100 a week until we get 2 to 3 to 6 months stashed away at an emergency fund that we can't readily access to, and then do other things because you can't. And they're not saying not to do stuff because I'm one of those. I love comfort over not getting what I want sometimes.
Hmm.
But at the end of the day, what would you prefer? The not knowing, not having,
Hmm.
or just knowing like you're sitting there like makes a screw, just counting that comma, just sitting in that account. You're like, you look so pretty over there. I ain't doing nothing with you, but you just look
Yeah.
so pretty over there in that account right there. Yes, I did that. Yes, I did that. And just having that discipline, you feel you are giving yourself a gold star in a relationship to yourself. In that, if you can do that, and just with doing that mindset, changing it from I can get it next month to I'm not gonna fuck with this because I don't want to have to get it next month,
Hmm.
it's totally different.
Okay, I feel that. I was listening to another podcast that talks about financial literacy, and the guy stated that some of the worst advice that he was ever given was that um the way the way to build wealth is saving your money. How do you feel about that?
The reason why I this is the reason why I believe he felt that way,
Hmm.
and I agree with that, is
Okay.
because you could see you can only save so much.
Right.
You can only penny pinch here, push there, and not make not having the beautiful wonders of the world called compound interest, which I believe is the sexiest word in English and in math.
Mm-hmm.
Because with enough compound interest, you cannot spend it. With enough compound interest, you cannot make more money than compound interest can make on itself.
Hmm.
Right? And if that's something that they would have taught us in school, that yes, you can save money, but until you can really have your compound interest work for you, and the only way that it works for you is for you to do it with time. Yes, amount does count, but compound interest is like a very fickle mistress. You have to consistently do it with time,
Hmm.
not just when you feel like it.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
So I want to ask because I do know that there are some things that you have stated that they should teach in school,
Hmm.
and I will name a few. I'm going to name them off, and of course, after I name them, if you just want to give a little more detail about them, and how they work and different things like that, because of course. I don't know, but so that's why you're here, so you can help me understand different things like that. So the first one that you stated that they should teach in school is the rule of 72. And so
Yes.
tell us about that rule there.
See, the rule of 72 is a rule that I think should be taught in basic third grade math,
Hmm.
because that would make any but in about third grade, that's when we kind of really understand the value of money, give or take, right?
Right, right,
Usually before then, but if we're not taught at home by third grade, we know money does something,
right,
correct?
right.
Because we want to buy a slushie, want to buy,
You
we
need
want to
some
buy
money.
things, and then after a while, we realize
Have a
there's a difference.
concept of money.
Yeah, there's more of a concept that there's a more value than it just being a change just rumbling in the bottom of your
Yeah.
mama's purse,
Hmm.
right? Or what they give to you when you remember it's your birthday, right?
Okay.
Right. So in that concept, the rule of 72 is basically a banker's rule that some bankers don't know of how to calculate your money, how to calculate the percentage to know when your money doubles,
Hmm.
right? So if this was taught in school, by the time you are an adult and you're putting money in the bank, you will be able to relate, is this a good investment of time and money?
Hmm.
And Piggy, going back to what you asked me before about savings, you can only save so much. AKA if you put in the bank and you're just saving it, it's not doing anything. But knowing the rate of return, knowing when your money's gonna double, knowing what percent rate of return is better for you
Hmm.
is when you'll be like, okay. Now if you put your there's a little story that someone told me, and this helps me understand the rule of 72 a lot more, of how the bank stole the inheritance from us.
Hmm.
Right? So imagine our great grandpappies. They finally stole away $20,000. And did you know, if this if our grandpappies put away $20,000? It's simple math, right? It'll take, I mean, $10,000, not even going 20, $10,000. It takes 48 years for that money to double at a 3% interest.
Hmm.
But guess what? The bank is getting 12% on Grandpappy's money. Why? Because the only problem is Grandpappy 3%.
Mm.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
that's 48K by the time Grandpappy had done, so that's 68 when he started young with that 20K.
Mm.
That's not enough for us to live, for the
Right.
past thousand of family, for us to really do anything.
Right.
But now answer this question. Grandpappy had knew the rule of 72 and got a 12% of gout. Guess how much your inheritance would have been?
About 400,000 something.
Mm, 1.2 million.
Oh, see, look.
No, no, no. It's a guess. It's a good guess, though.
Yes.
Understand? At
No,
least
it's
you were going to
okay.
be. At least it is something.
I was
It
guessing.
is it, but understand. We don't know.
Yeah,
If we don't know, we don't understand what we're losing.
absolutely.
You would have thought, if you thought a little change from 3% to 12% would have been like a half a million, a little something something. But
Hmm.
no, it is a great deficit to our family heritage that gets stolen by us not knowing.
Hmm.
This is why I say, if we were taught in schools these concepts when we're making financial decisions, it would have been optimized that grandpappy would be like, I don't know how to read, but I know numbers, sir. And
Okay.
this ain't for me. Give me a 12%. Give me something. You
Yeah.
understand what I'm
Give
saying?
me more.
And this is what bugs me, of us not knowing this financial literacy of being able to invest our money. Saving is good, investing is better. And investing in something safe. Now, I'm not saying go crazy or whatever. There are safe investments, there are risky investments. It's all about your tolerancy.
Hmm.
But I am here to talk to the people that are like me. They like for their money to make money on their money. They work hard for their family. No, I don't want to be in a risky thing and have a not knowing. I would like to have the safe money. So by the time, if I choose not, if this plan doesn't work, this is a fine safety net that's safe for me, safe for my family, and I am living cush. I don't want bare minimum. Who wants bare minimum? What person that works very hard, that loves their family,
Hmm.
wants the bare minimum of anything? And this is why I'm passionate about teaching. This is why not only I'm passionate about teaching people about these concepts, but teaching people, about having other people that want to put other people on the game. Because because I am not the smartest cookie in the book. As much as I've learned, I know I'm not. But I know there are people that are smarter than me, and I've learned from people that are smarter than me that are
Right.
not gatekeeping. Just they have no financial stake in your financial wellness, but they would prefer for you to know so you can make the financial choice for you, for yourself and your
Yeah.
family, because they did that.
Hmm.
They're choosing it. All this information I choose to use upon myself because I learned it first because I that's what I was looking for.
Hmm.
But because I was able to be like, look, if my mom didn't know this, if my parents didn't know this,
Hmm.
like how many parents would be retired if they knew this?
Right.
A lot. How many people would have to be having their kids go to college broke if they knew certain financial college? It would be very simple. I'm not saying that we wouldn't be working. What I'm saying is it would be a smarter vehicle in order for us to go by having a basic structure versus have to start all the way over again
Hmm.
and continue and building from there.
Okay, so I know you said something about investing, and I had something written down talking about invest in assets, not liabilities. Is
Mhm.
that what you would mean by making safe investments, not like risking things?
Well, it depends on what it is. Like, say, for example, first, when assets and liabilities, people have to realize the difference of it is. If you're investing money in it in any way, shape, or form, it is an liability. Now, if it's making you money, it's an asset. Like, say, for example, having a savings of $200 is having an asset of $200. It's money sitting there in an account. It's something that you can make or something that you can sell that gives you money, right? Now, say if you have a loan or you have a car that you're still paying a loan on, or that say for example, even though people believe it, and it could be, they can fight me on it all they want, but by the words of Robert Kiyosaki, you can look him up. He is the man that wrote Rich Dad Poor Dad. That's basically an example of a man that he saw, two men that he saw with his two eyes, that he considered father figures that gave him his, that he based his financial literacy on. One that was broke minded and one that was wealthy minded. And he says that owning a home that you still live in is a liability. Now, if you have a resident home and then have another home where you can create an income from, right? Then that's an asset. But I know you can still make your home an asset, especially when between, Airbnb and or making a small space to write off. Because if even if you have a very small hobby, that can be a tax write off.
Hmm.
And there's a lot of different things that is legal by the tax code and free classes that you can go to virtually and in person that give you these little nuggets of game that saves you from hundreds of thousands of dollars that you can direct into other things like the way of living. Because sometimes, yes, we talk about saving and investing, but we don't talk about budgeting for fun,
Hmm. Mm.
budgeting for that vacay, budgeting, we heard about swiping the card on that vacay or racking anything up and having to pay it off. But like, if we have a game like, look, we want to go to Costa Rica in a year and a half, but we try to see how fast we can get everything that we priced out that we did for this amount and see who could get to it first.
Right.
You know what I mean? And we help the other person instead of really putting on a credit card. You basically helping a friend that comes sooner and then they pay you back because they're going to pay the credit card anyway,
Hmm.
and then we'll have great credit scores. Then you still have that emergency fund with the credit card for in case something crazy happens, but doesn't have to. Why? Because you plan for all budget of fun and all the shopping.
Hmm. I definitely agree with that. We plan for the fun, but we don't plan for the trip. We don't plan for the leading up to of it. You got to pay for your trip. You got to pay for your ticket. We just instantly want to be on the island and not worry about. But those payment plans for those trips, they really be saving my life. No.
You understand, but that's what it is. It's smarter to do it that way. You can either do the payment plans before or after, your choice.
Hmm.
You either could pay that interest after, which is taking money from yourself. Like is like that's what it is. That's what you have to think about that credit card payment.
Hmm.
Like, yes, it's great to use it if you use it structurally. Like, you can use it to get some points now. Now, if you have that credit card that makes you get points or whatever, this is how how should I say, how I've used mine in the past, right? That I have put stuff that is recurring that I know is like, say for example, phone bill, just things that you can put on the credit card that you know it's a consistent amount that you can pay off. Like,
Right.
of course, you're not gonna let them put the light bill on the credit card that was straight from the bank account. They ain't playing that, right?
Yeah.
But like, say for example, like like a phone bill or just something at a subscription that you have that is gonna come regularly. That's a fixed price that you pay off because it's the same amount and you have it on auto pay. That, like, say for example, you have a credit card limit of 1,000, you use 300 to 400 of it to pay the essential things that's consistently rack up. 12 months from now, that's like 400 points a month. That's rack up to something, whether if it's flights, hotel, whatever your leisure is. But it small increments over a long period of time of consistent good habits is going to get you more of the leisure fun time with more, what's it called again, less stress, because you budget for your fun, and then you diminish your stress. That's the bonuses of having that slight responsibility of having that good habit.
Yeah.
And then you have more fun. It sounds boring at first. You just make a game out of it. You have to.
Yeah. Like you do when you over there playing GTA.
Look. Like, for a minute when they talked about video games, when they like, I never got into playing it, but I would sit there and watch people playing it.
Yeah.
I was like, I could watch you play it and be the side commentary on this thing all day long. So now I understand that now when they're streaming and they're doing, I was like, I used to do that for free.
Yeah. Absolutely. Give people the answers. What you mean? Because really when you on the outside looking into something, you always see it differently than
Of
people can.
course.
Because they sitting there focusing on try to I used to watch my brother, and I used to watch this roommate that I had. He was a guy, and he used to love playing Call of Duty. And I remember trying to play Call of Duty. I suck at that shit.
It's not my
I
thing.
could not like toggle that thing and shoot and
Man, give me basics like I could beat you up in one of them fighting games or
Mortal
racing
Kombat
games.
or
Yeah.
something. Yeah, I got you. But that Call of
No.
Duty shit, no.
I mean, like, if you give me a real gun, like how we're playing in the arcade, I
Yeah,
got
I
you.
got you.
All day long. All day long, man. Like,
Yeah.
I be smoking y'all, but with this, you should see me with the little game thing. I'm turning left, turning right. Like, if
Yeah.
it's actually going to respond, I nah,
That's how
give me
you
the
be
gun,
driving
man.
with that thing.
How much? Come on. Like, I'm one of those. Like, I'm the I'm calling my age, but like, call me that arcade girl. I'm all that in it. Like,
Yeah.
I'm going to I would break, yeah, I need hard duty stuff.
I love arcade like vibes. Like I used to like going to Dave and Buster because they
What do you
used
mean
to like
used to?
because like okay, let me tell
You
you.
want to go now?
Yeah, I would
I'll
go
whoop that ass though.
well, we would just have to find out.
We gonna do that. What? Man,
Wait, no,
on that one
like,
zombie
what?
game, you can't beat me on
Yes,
that.
that's my favorite.
What are you
Yes.
talking
Hey,
about?
listen,
Look.
check me out. I got videos in my phone right now from when we went to virtual reality and we was playing. We was killing the zombies. We was in Dead Mansion, baby. VIP, most headshots, most kills, baby. You're not fucking with me.
No,
I'm a shooter from the rooftop. Fetty Wap, one eye. I'm sniping you, bro. Like, what you talking about? Like,
okay. So
all
we're
of
gonna do
that.
this. We're gonna do this. We're gonna do this. Like, whenever it says the elite star things like on my side as more
Yeah.
than yours, don't get mad now.
Mhm.
Don't get mad now.
Okay.
And look, we're gonna make sure you eat and you can't see me
Listen.
on a hungry stomach and be like, let's go, we focus.
Listen.
Look, I don't even go for the tickets no more. I just spend my money to
I
do
don't
in that
want-
game.
Yes, that's
it.
Okay. As long as we on the same page, I want you to understand. I'm that bitch
Look.
with this virtual reality. You put
Look,
a gun in my hand. I want to be so gangster, bro. Like
No, I don't know.
I always wanted to be. What's a shotter? A shotter? A what?
Be that movie. Oh my god, I saw it like one time on a cruise. I know people hate me. Come take my Caribbean card, right? But like
It's like, bro, what?
Look. Like, I only seen it one time, maybe alone. It was on a cruise, right? I didn't even see all of it, right? I don't took that back friggin' cruise. That shit was lit, right? But what's it called again? So what was the point of it? Oh, okay. So your reason is because you want to be a gangster.
Absolutely.
My reason for being good with the gun thing, because I really, truly, the zombie apocalypse is gonna happen. Like, that's the only thing I really see like happening for real, for real. Like, that's my only conspiracy thing. Cause understand, like, Like I get something too excited about this stuff. You know when they had that thing that happened in Miami, that face eating thing. I was like, oh my god, we ready. I pulled out my machete. I'm like, Mira, Lucy, where you at? You sharp, right? Where you at, Lucy? You know what I mean?
Okay.
Because that's my knife, Lucy.
Lucy,
Yeah,
that nice.
I call her
I
Lucy.
bet.
Her name is Lucy Machete.
Okay, she got a last name too. So she got a last name.
I know somewhere. She's somewhere. Right?
I'm gonna find her.
Yeah, she no, she. I mean, I put move her around because you already know about the snake dagger.
Yes, I know about that one.
Yeah,
I like that one. That's the only one I don't know.
I stuck it somewhere.
I like that one a lot.
So
So
we're gonna do it for next time.
we, you do.
I'm trying to switch though.
So
My whole plan changed.
oh,
Oh, it did.
Yeah, my whole plan changed. That's all wake up for.
okay, we're gonna talk about
Yeah,
that.
so I am about to go on a whole nother beat.
Oh, she going somewhere else.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Y'all didn't hear that though.
Get up,
Motherfucker, sound bad. You ain't hear that. Uh-oh, uh-oh.
I thought it was a dog. I
We
was
can tell.
like,
So back from these breaks, I don't know.
Yeah, we
Back
were
from these
like,
breaks. You had mentioned something about Rich Dad Poor Dad, and
yeah, one of my favorite books. Yes.
I wanted to
Fabulous.
ask you how important is mindset in achieving financial freedom, and what mindset shifts are necessary to move from a place of lack to abundance.
Look, it's basic like this, right? Yes, you can have what people like to call a realistically negative mindset. That's what I call it. Like, yes, you can be a realist, but why are you pointing out the negative part at all times?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, there is a notion of what I call caution, but why are we only focused on the cautionary part?
Mm-hmm.
We can also push focus on that the things that we can control, which are the positive parts, if you want to keep it to that minimum. You know what I mean? Focus on the positive things you can control. But having a positive outlet is a faster way for you to become in a wealthy mindset because you're not worried and it is aka something of lack.
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I'm saying? When you have a rich person, do you hear someone have you ever heard a rich someone say, "Oh, woe is me. I am having a shitty day while on a jet ski"? Like, who's gonna really think that you're gonna have a shitty day wealthy on a jet ski? That's like an oxymoron. So you have to have a positive mindset, as in, I can achieve this, I can do this, even if it's for a moment of delulu in a matter. But you have to do the daily factual things of writing down the plan, taking plan of action, and also listening to things and of positivity in order to strengthen that mindset, because it's not you're not going to have the discipline to keep the money if you don't have the discipline to just keep your mind on I can do it,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because then it's at the end of the day, it's a discipline. If we're going to make it very factual, it's a positive discipline that you have to have in order for you to be wealthy. The In order for you to be wealthy, you have to have a habit of being successful every day,
Yeah.
every hour, every minute, every second. And that comes from thinking about it, doing the habits, and it comes your basically lifestyle that you're living right now is based on the things you did 5 years ago. I don't care what nobody says. We are all a creature of habits. And the way we are living is based on the decisions we have made and what we've consciously and unconsciously
Yeah.
in order for us to get there. And if you're not in if you're not in the financial state that you want to be in right now, a good start is by reading and listening and putting into practice the daily positive mental literacy stuff between positive mental attitude, financial literacy, and mental toughness, with health and exercise and all this other good stuff. Because who wants to not have their money outlive them?
Okay.
Yeah, because you really don't have a problem until money can't solve that problem,
Mm-hmm.
right? And at the end of the day, we all like to be realistic, but then what is the no? What is that doing good for you if you're not moving forward with something positive?
Exactly.
Like yes, I know today is not your favorite day of the week, but why are we focused on that? We're focused on the positive things. That today is a great day. Today is a one step in order for us to get to where the goals that we're gonna go.
Mhm.
I am not quitting today. Are you quitting today?
Yeah.
You're having a great day.
I mean, no.
You, it's okay.
Stop off of-
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. It's okay. I know
No.
it's good.
It took
But
you
at
a
the end
minute
of
for that to register, but I got it.
it's okay. But at the end of the day, we are here on the same path, focusing on the positive things because nobody wants to sit there talking, bitching and moaning and talking about the negative things all the time. And if you are of that, if you are of that crowd, more power to you.
Yeah.
That is not making not making me money. When people want to sit there and talk about things that are not positive or not financially beneficial,
Mhm.
call me Delulu. But I would like to talk to people that are obsessed with talking about those things.
Yeah.
Like you can miss me on things that have nothing to do with my with the what were we talking about the other day? The financial growth of our economy,
Yes. Mm-hmm.
right? But if it has nothing, if
Yes.
you're not where you want to be financially, you should not be focused on things that does not financially benefit your economy.
Yeah.
And I don't feel I'm to that point right now. I haven't helped other enough people to get to that point right now. I don't have enough people saying, Bella Russell, thank you for helping me starting this business. Thank you for helping me starting this college plan for my kid. Thank you for helping me have that Roth IRA that I should have got when I was 18. But me and you both
Yeah.
didn't get taught that when we were in school. But now we know that now we're putting everybody else on game. Like you can start that when you 18.
Yeah.
Like, hey, if I knew with $50, you know how much money I spent?
Yeah.
Do you know? Like, I've enjoyed my traveling all my life. But none of my travel is gonna make sure that me as a grandma, I'm not pushing stuff and saying welcome to Walmart.
Yeah.
Like you see,
Look, Rita.
you see me fabulously working at Walmart. I got the Walmart. Well, I will be. Look, I got the Walmart. They're gonna fire me. They're gonna like you're not doing corporate stuff. Like why do you look like that? I was like, just wait, but I like
Okay, that's
I
who
will
I
be
am.
bedazzled. I will be the most bedazzled person in the retire. Look, understand. I know I'm gonna be a fabulous old lady because I'm a fabulous person now. But me as an old lady, oh God, I can't wait.
Yeah, yes. I like that. I like that. I want to ask you about this quote.
Which quote?
It says that poverty isn't an accident.
Mhm.
How do you feel about that?
Because like it's not your fault if you were born broke.
Mm-hmm.
It's not your fault. You don't have a choice of what time of year you're born, what your family was going through,
Mm-hmm.
if there was a war or not, and stuff like that. But the poverty is the mindset. It's kind of saying I can't.
Mm-hmm.
Back
Yeah.
into the reference of the book Rich Dad Poor Dad. One dad said, I'm become wealthy because of you. Another dad said that I broke because of you. Guess which dad became a wealthy man?
The one who said he had become wealthy because of him.
Because of them, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It's the same coin. They had the same abilities. They came from the same island. Because I believe small things come from big things come from small islands.
Yeah.
Like understand me. Like I truly believe big things come from small
It's
places.
in here somewhere
Where
in this book.
in the
In the
millionaire
Millionaire Next Door.
probably because like people underestimate things but understand when you have nothing but resources to come from, when you have no choice but to make it work where you're at, like
Mhm.
ooh,
Yeah.
the thickness of skin, the broad of back, that I can do this, let's get it. Like I love it. I love it.
I have to find out where I saw that at again. And what? Yeah, I'll be. So no, like I would want to say like, okay, so this just I've been perusing this book and then also the 1 Minute Money Mentor for Women. If you're into more books that are more on the spiritual side, then this is a good financial literacy book for anybody or a woman. I mean, it's
Well,
really
for me, I say focus on what works for you.
yes,
Like if you like something, like say like all the stuff that I recommend,
yeah,
whatever your brain thinks on that you like, you know what, I may not vibe with that exactly, but I vibe with this.
yeah,
I like it when people focus on that because what works for me, I've learned the hard way because I used to want to be those like well, you could call me like a thumper from of certain things. Like I was the positive motivational thumper, like oh you have to go to the seminars, you have to read the books. I mean, like, and yes, you have to do certain things, but you just have to be consistent and have a ritual that works for you
yeah.
that gets you results.
Exactly.
That's what I'm more focused on right now. Like that's kind of like because like I'm like it's 10,000 ways to kiss a cat. If you ask me a
Absolutely.
question, I'm gonna tell you how what works for me.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna
exactly.
put I'm not gonna put a little whip on to make you start doing things unless you pay me to. Like yes, now if you want to go to the Bella Book here. Yeah, you
That's a
pay me on a
different
daily
story.
basis. I'll make sure you get that awesome pasta pie with awesome sauce and cool bean sauce within 30 days, 90 days. We got different
Yeah.
we got different sauces for it. You know what I mean? But those are for the committed people because it ain't for the faint of heart.
Yeah.
I'll be all up in your chest.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's good though. We need people that hold us accountable and different things like that. So I also know that you
hmm
are big into financial independence. I would like for you to tell us a little bit about that. How could you help people gain financial independence?
Well, it's a combo. Like we have one is about the education. We all we even if we have a high paying job or we come for a certain family, nobody knows everything, and no and everybody don't got it. Like that's the whole concept of we come like with no judgment and open arms, and we focus on that,
Hmm.
right? Making sure we have the good habits. On top of that, having multiple sources of income because if we do not have a roadmap, which is called knowing our financial independence number,
Hmm.
right? In short, we call it around here we call it a fin, right? I like to shorten everything, have a little acronym, like
Yeah. Okay.
right? Like so, having knowing your fin will allow you to know, how much money you would need to save on a monthly basis, right? AKA
Mhm.
invest in some
Yeah.
that can give you a certain rate of return, so you can plan to get there a lot faster than not knowing at all.
Right.
This is where the knowing talking about our finances in a safe, comfortable environments. Because we could have the even if I sit here and go for 911 with questions with you,
Hmm.
like everyone's situation is different,
Right.
and by everyone knowing their individual fin number, I believe by that period, because you don't know what you're going unless you put in the destination.
Right.
Like, we all want to be a millionaire. Well, yeah, we all want to be a millionaire, but how, well, the millionaires over here in Colorado
Hmm.
and we in Florida, but we pointing towards Japan,
Yeah.
how the hell we going you know what I mean? Like, I'm
Yeah.
going to go to Japan though, but understand, I want to make sure I'm a millionaire along the way, then go to Japan in the private jet. So, like, it's just, if you know where you're going, aka everybody's different, like, you could get there a lot sooner than me. Your threshold may be sooner than yours. Like what I
Yeah.
deem I need for me to retire might be not the same for you. So it's just different things. But once we know that, which I feel should also be taught in school of how can we calculate what we want on a monthly basis? What is
Hmm.
really that we need for stuff like just stuff like that. Math like that would be fun.
Yeah. Now, going back to the things that you would like to teach in school, and something I would like to talk about is the high cost of waiting.
Oh my
So,
God. The high cost of waiting, see, that's right there. That's why I said if we knew the rule of 72 when we were kids,
hmm,
we knew the rate of return, we knew how much money will we set aside, like wait the amount of money we and you could have having a Roth IRA at the age of 18. See
hmm,
if at the age of 18 they would have drilled in our heads. By the time you finish high school, make sure you had a Roth IRA, right?
hmm,
Just by putting aside $50 to $100 a month, and I'm not saying nothing crazy, from the age of 18 to 65 would have guaranteed you and your lonesome self bare minimum just by that. Not going higher, I swear to you, just by that minimum number that I've seen over and over again in people's factual account. It's like 1.1 million,
yeah,
and that's just the bare minimum. It goes from 1.1 million to 375 that I've seen based on the ratio of from 50 to 100
hmm,
on the time that people have spent from the age of 18 to 65. It's like if someone taught me that in math class, I'd have been so excited to open up a Roth IRA. You swore I wasn't had to turn a nerd. Like I'd have turned nerd so fast on that. And I'm like, wait a
yeah,
minute. So 100 gives me how much a 1.5 billion. So how much would five? Like because if they would have taught you in school that your maximum is 500 a month,
hmm,
you after when you made your first $500 payments consecutively, you would have felt more comfortable by making
yeah,
500 a month, correct?
yeah,
So putting that aside, and if you knew that, okay, if bare minimum I'm going to be a 1.1 millionaire, because at 18 I thought that would be enough. for me to survive on. Now it's like chump change, 18-year-old become millionaires. I'm like, you know what, I need to up my game, right? So like just those concepts that it would have been taught us at those ages, that's what's the cost of waiting. Everyone being a millionaire.
Right.
And I'm not saying anything crazy. And people think you have to be a millionaire to be retired a millionaire. No, you just have to practice simple financial concepts, and that will guarantee you. And by it being taught sooner, would allow everyone to become a millionaire a lot sooner. Because how many people in your family, when you were younger, most likely had a couple of $1,000s that they would have put in a little account for you had they known if you had one that by the time you 18 you would have been cush, you'd be having like 500K for your school that you wouldn't have to be in debt.
Mm-hmm.
There's stuff like that. For like the 529. That's basically an account that an adult can start for their child
Mm-hmm.
to allow them to make sure they have money for their education so they could have free education. Instead of waiting for a scholarship, you create your own. Create your own retirement. Create your own scholarship because nobody loves your family more than you.
Yeah. But what would you say to somebody who is older? I mean, we're thinking,
Retirement?
yeah, close to it at least, and they haven't
And they didn't do all of this stuff
didn't
yet.
do none of
And I
that.
got that too. It has different strokes for different folks.
Uh-huh.
Because this is why I say yes, it's important, but where there's a will, there's a way. It has these accounts that are like say annuities and other things that 9 times out of 10, the older folks they have money stashed away, but it's not enough for them to retire.
Mm-hmm.
They see it, they're like, that's why they're still working, they're still moving. They're like,
Yeah.
yo, they got stuff stashed away, they're very they done paid off the mortgage. They really want to slow down, but they're like,
Yeah.
this ain't gonna last me, and I ain't trying to penny pinch and Social Security looking like a little bitch. So,
Exactly. Yeah, for sure.
and like I ain't trying to move in with nobody. I'm done with it. I ain't trying to be around
Yeah.
nobody kids. No offense to them, I done did my time. Like, and there's different accounts and different things that they can put their money in that gives them a minimum guarantee. Sometimes it depends on what it is. That's why I say we'd have to sit down and see what they have available, one, and see what they would want to do, right?
Yeah.
In order for them to get a larger lump sum on their money because of their age. And all of this is legal.
Yeah.
All of this is legal. Like it sounds like a pie in the sky, but it's just things that is not readily talked about.
Yeah.
When I first heard about it, I was like, wait time. So you're trying to tell me, even though I don't have somebody that started at 18, that somebody that's like older, which what island folk die early?
Mm-hmm.
What Caribbean folk know die early? What black folk die early? Like they're still past the age of 65 doing things, want to live life and travel. They don't want to sit home and go,
Yeah. That's
like,
right.
no
Yeah.
one who does those dogs. That's like back in the day TV stuff. Like no one does that.
Absolutely.
Like they out in Venice trying to see the world, like still exercising, making us look like we out of shape. Right? like they have so much life still left in them, and sometimes the money ain't there. So, but with those that actually did have a start, and even if they didn't have a start, it's never too late.
Yeah.
It's never too late.
Absolutely.
I believe it's just never too late. But yes, there is accounts that, like I said, that what they call a catch-up feature
Mm-hmm.
that allows them to put more in a certain amount of time. Like say, for example, the Roth IRA I talked about.
Yeah.
Yeah, we decided we were 18. But if you started late in the age, they allow you legally to put more money than the limit
Mm-hmm.
in order for you to catch up, for you to get paid out.
Okay. Well, that work. I like that. So let me. I'd like to ask you, what words of encouragement would you offer to someone who feels stuck in their financial situation?
Mm. If you feel stuck, ask yourself different questions because that's why you feel stuck. Because if you keep on asking yourself questions that you do not know the answer to, or AKA you can't answer because it's in the past and you can't change it,
Mhm.
that's most of the time when you're feeling stuck. I'm telling you from personal experience, and this is why another reason I really got into valuing teaching people about having about finances because like I said, I was part of the belief that I can make it. But
Mhm.
when you feel financially stuck, it's really because you're asking yourself the wrong questions. You're not asking yourself the questions in order for you to move forward. You're need a new concept, a new viewpoint in life. Sometimes you just need to go on a walk.
Mhm.
Sometimes it's trying something new. Even though yes, you don't have money for something, but there is free things that you can do that is new.
Yeah.
That takes more time and effort, and you doing something in order for you to have a different mindset or just go into the library and read a book of personal finances, and
Mm-hmm.
or listening to a audiobook, YouTube, because we all have a phone. Even if your phone is disconnected, there's free Wi-Fi. In
Mm-hmm.
order for you to get your mind out of it, it mainly is because you're not thinking of you're thinking of the problem more than the solution, and you're asking yourself how to deep dig the why did you get yourself in this problem
Mm-hmm.
versus how can I get myself out of this problem.
Mm.
And this is where being stuck comes from. And if your friends or your surrounding doesn't help change it,
Mm. True
that's
story.
it's sometimes that too. It's different for people. I'm just giving it a broad answer from my personal aspect,
Yeah.
because this is what I did when I feel financially stuck,
Mm-hmm.
and I was basically halfway hitting myself against the wall. And like I said, I felt I know better, and I did know better.
Yeah. Okay.
And like, and I heard this today. I heard this today. When a high achiever puts himself in a room with other when and other high achievers, the person okay, when a person puts themselves around other high achievers, their performance is upped by 15%. But when that same person is in a room with low achievers, their performance goes down by 30. I'm like, time. Exactly,
Yeah, that's
time.
crazy.
Right? I was like, wait a minute, time. I'm not even half, not even a little bit more. It doubled.
Yeah.
Time. So now I understood why when I was going through my financial struggles, and I was like, yo, why am I feeling that the people that I'm talking to ain't mind setting for me to get better? Because I'm not trying to say that I sit there and complain, but it's just, I mean, because it's just two types of people when they're dealing with situations. I'm the type of person that sometimes when I'm frustrated or whatever, I disassociate and disconnect. I go in a little bubble. I'm not as social. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? And I want to do my shit myself. And I ain't trying to say I can't ask for help. I don't want to ask for help. Just different phrases, different just different times. But at the end of the day, right? I know I can better answer myself if I just disassociate instead of having too many people in my ear.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I do that,
Yeah.
right? With that concept, I'm like, wait a minute. That's when I found out. I was like, wait a minute. I had the reason why no one understood why I was stressing out having the townhouse in the stresses I was having in the townhouse is because they were not in the same the financial process. They weren't thinking about the same financial things. They were thinking
Mm-hmm.
about hanging out and partying.
Yeah.
But that was because I was hanging around people that's what their mind and focus. Or I wasn't hanging around high achievers.
Yeah.
That's why I couldn't keep my high achieving things.
Mm-hmm.
You catch what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And this is what with that video, I was like, wait a minute. This is where when you feel stuck, when you have to evaluate who you have around you. That's when I evaluated who I had around me, and that's what made me think. And I'm not saying that everybody around me, as I said, was broke mindset, but was it that their focus? Like people
Mm-hmm.
had money, but were they in the mindset of like let's go to a conference every once in a while and build our mind.
Yeah.
Let's have some conversation that builds me versus complaining and draining. And I feel like I'm complacing. Like just that is really where the mind concept is. You have
Yeah.
to evaluate yourself and evaluate your surroundings, and that's why I answered the question the way that I did.
Oh no, I like the way you
It
answered
has
that.
to be a two-sided thing, because it's not, you can't always blame your surroundings, because
Yeah.
you're trying to say that everybody made you do this. That don't make no sense.
You have to question your beliefs just as much as you have to question the people that are around you.
Exactly.
So.
So, and then that's how you truly become aware of self, and you
Mm-hmm.
can't force yourself, your change and stuff on other people. I learned that the hard way. That was my fault. Like I want to take everybody with me, but I can't. But I value the people that decided, like saying, yo, I'm going with you. I see what you put it on. Let's go.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm like, yay! I don't have to cut you off in life. Yay!
Yeah.
I love you too much, right?
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Like it's just like that, and I value strong-minded people, and I value people that they call me out on my BS, as much as I like value people that I can take when I'm really not trying to be bash them, but I want, because I expect more
I
of
want
them.
better
Like
for you.
Joe, I expect more of them because they great.
Yeah.
Like Like, forgive me if I see your greatness and somebody accidentally didn't see your greatness.
Yeah.
Forget them. Like, the little cut them off, but let me shine on you a little bit. Because it's too easy to show people their wrongs.
Yeah.
It's too easy.
Yeah.
Especially when they do it themselves on a regular basis.
Yeah.
But then you also have to give them good questions. Like, is this where you want to be at? What are you doing to come out of it?
To remind them of the giants that they are. I think that is something that we have. It's there is a I don't know if you've seen it, but there was a video that was circulating, and it was this pastor. He was preaching, and he was talking. He had a group of women up at first, and he was like, "If this my weeds, you think they're gonna be able to catch me?" And when he fell back on the women was like, oh my gosh, they moved kind of. He almost fell. You feel me? But then he had a group of men come out, and when he fell back, they all caught him. And he was like, basically, you got to think about the people that you also surround yourself with, the people that you call these your weeds. Is your weeds gonna be able to carry the weight that you are?
Yeah.
Because if you got the wrong weeds around you, you
Yeah.
fall. This
They
where
could-
we go and we be bottling shit up, and we can't talk to nobody about shit
Yeah.
because you're not gonna understand my plight. My plight too big for you to understand in the first place. But then it's something else that somebody said that if you know that I help you and you wait until you 5 bills behind to come and ask me for help, nah, nigga, you don't want no help. You need a lifeline. It's not like
Nah, no, you're right.
that's crazy.
It does have its limits. You're right. It does have its limits. And
Yeah.
that's why I said I have to find out by self-assessing. But that's where I got very much more and more discipline of being around, like I said, the um environment of change of what I was talking about. That are you pouring into yourself, or you're pouring into your mind? Because by having that daily thing that you're giving yourself and paying to put yourself in an environment, and
Yeah.
like, say for example, a seminar, it doesn't have to be the same seminars I go to.
Right.
Because I don't only go to my company seminars that I go to. I've been going to seminars before my company, the company that I'm in, that I'm affiliated with now. Like, I've been doing it since I was a kid. Like,
Right.
I got indoctrinated into this because my beautiful parents. And before that, it was in the religion one. Because if you think about it, it's basically the same thing. Different
Yeah.
stuff with different folks.
Yeah.
But I like this religion I'm in now. The entrepreneurship, positive mindsets, money making religion, right? It's
Yeah,
what it, I mean,
absolutely.
like, it's the way of lifestyle is what it is. It's just I signed up for this lifestyle, and I prefer to be in the environment where we are all helping each other to grow, to get better, and there's enough business for this lovely earth to produce for everybody, because not everybody gonna do the same thing.
Right.
But we all could be the greatest version of ourselves, to inspire others to be great in their own way, whatever their greatness is. Because what I'm gonna be is not what you're gonna be. And what you're gonna be is not what I'm gonna be. But I'm gonna love to pay you for what you do, especially if I like what you do and only you do the way you do. Keep my money.
Oh.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, I feel
Because
you.
someone gonna do that to me. Somebody's done it to me multiple times, and that's
Yeah.
basically what we are as a human being. Whole thing. We're either giving a service or getting a service. We're giving a product or getting a product.
Yeah.
And that's just kind of how it's kind of flowing with
I
that
go.
energy.
Absolutely. I like that. So, is there anything else you would like to share that we haven't covered?
I mean, like that. I mean, we went down the whole mission of what I'm passionate about in the business structure, in the positive, in the long format. That what's going to be the end goal, because when there's more families that have the positive mind, that has the positive mindset, along with the financial education, because a lot of reasons why a lot of families aren't together is because because of financial hardship,
Hmm.
because there's not enough money.
Yeah.
Like, someone's missing something, and it's ties down to money. And so if there's enough people helping each other to get better financially, but also to be it just being a culture, period, it's a culture change, we would have more families in order to be able to develop their trait versus focusing and if they're going to survive. And I got to enjoy my parents in a way that most children didn't, because they were able to add multiple streams of income.
Yeah.
But the reason why I'm passionate even more now, because not only did they show me how to have multiple sources of income, and I got to spend time with them, but I can give them back their time by retiring them.
Hmm.
Do you understand what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like I can pay them back by retiring them by investing in a Roth IRA for them, giving them the money for it.
Yeah.
Or them, I mean, like when I get to the point that I'll be their freaking ATM. You know what I mean? I am the bank for them. But
Absolutely.
until then, I'm doing these little things with the financial concept that if it gonna click on before me, you know what I mean? I know that they're good.
Right.
Like if we is a kid is a dual thing. I don't have kids, but I have parents. I have nieces and I mean, I have nephews. I have don't have nieces yet. I have nephews.
Yeah.
I know. So and it's just I know there's a lot of people in this world that want to work hard but don't want to but want to work smart in order for them to get exactly what they want for their family and for
Hmm.
them to get for themselves. And that's really what I'm happy that you allowed me to talk about in this. That because I really want this for us to be a culture for us. Because if we had this talk, if we talked about this when we were 12,
Hmm.
will we be dealing with any of the financial things that that we had? Period.
Right.
Like we
Probably
still would have
not.
made mistakes.
Yeah.
And we still would have I still would have bought them shoes.
Yeah.
But instead I'd at least would have had $5,000 in the bank account
Yeah.
saved that I wouldn't touch. Correct?
Absolutely. Because you have knowledge, and the best knowledge is applied knowledge. So I would definitely agree with that. I really thank you for coming on and speaking with me. I would love for you to tell the people where they can find you at, delve into your services at. You can go ahead and give them that information, and then I'll also post it under in the comments so they can also find you as well.
Okay, awesome sauce. Well, my name is Bellarosa Pond Johnson. You can find me on all platforms at Bellarosa BELLARAR. I messed up my own thing.
That's fine.
I had to say I was on a roll. BELLAROSALABORI. Bellarosa Labori on all platforms in order for you to get a dose of positivity. Huh? Yeah, just like that. So you could have a dose of positivity, some financial stuff in between, and the importance of just doing the right thing for your family while having fun and just getting what you want. Because it's about getting your goals. You don't have to penny pinch. You get always more, more, and more. Because we live in a world of and, not or.
All right. Well, thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you guys learned something, took something away. Stop thinking that everything is a rainy day. If you've learned nothing from about self-development, it's all about changing your mindset. So to stop thinking that things are happening to you and things are happening for you because you have the ability to change the way that you look at things, to bring things into a more positive light. And now you have a few things that you can take away and you can stay motivated with and you can encourage others with those things and just think about the key takeaways: investing, making sure you understand that the rule of 72, what high interest is, the things that you can invest in, and get some insurance, you guys, because that's important. It's important for you to have some life insurance or anything of that nature, and you didn't even talk about that.
Yeah, because we're
So
talking about the
even
financial part. Yeah, we were
like
we did heavily talk about the financial part, and I did. But at the end of the day, when we sit down and talk to individuals, we do go over that basis. And so but the importance of having a foundation of life insurance at the end of the day is part of the whole financial concept. But you're right, we didn't dive into it, but that's a whole nother segment. This is
we
just
will get
section one.
there. I would
We're
love to
going
have
to
you
on
back
the
on.
next time we're gonna come back in. We have to go on a whole deep dive of the importance of life insurance and getting the right life insurance for your family. Because
Okay.
there's more than one type of life insurance out there, and that's a whole nother deep dive. I don't want to confuse everybody. We're gonna make it
All
real
right.
simple, but we
I'm
are gonna deep dive for you. I am ready to
I
come
will
on
bring
again.
you
I'm
back in
excited.
segments, girl. Don't worry. I be having questions. No, I
I'm ready for you. I
don't have
got you.
nothing else. I got
Yeah,
questions.
because you went me down a whole lot. You actually went got personal of why I technically wanted to do the financial stuff for the parents. I was like, yeah, no, I didn't realize how deep it was that it was that it did go back down that far of how important it was to me because that's why I'm passionate about it. Like people like, why are you going so ham? I'm like, I mean, why you ain't?
Right. Oh, for real. It's information, and I just feel like a lot of people are so used to information being handed to them, and this is in the age of technology. You feel me? So, like anything that you could think of, anything that you could literally ask for, even using AI can make you more money. You can invest in things that could essentially help you to make your dollar work for you. Just investing in technology. So, and using it properly and correctly. Correct me if I'm wrong. No,
At the end of the day, it's all about there's more than one way to skin a cat.
Absolutely.
All we have to do, all we're doing right now, is teaching each other the gameplay in order for us to get there a lot faster. You
Yeah.
have skills in your gameplay, I have skills in my gameplay,
Yeah.
and now we just don't have to. We don't have to go through the whole game to figure it out anymore.
Exactly.
Now we can share each other gameplay to get there a lot faster.
Put
That's
the
all we're doing.
information in an accessible spot, and you don't gotta go to Google. You don't gotta go to Chat GPT. You could come right here to the immersive experience, or go to her page at Bella Rosa Labori,
Yes, you did.
and you could link up with her. She could talk to you. She could help you with a lot of different things. But thank you so much for tuning into the immersive experience. And as always, we will catch you Sunday. And I hope to see you there. Have a great night.